Hey everyone, it's Scott at the X-Fed Homestead. It's getting on evening time and almost time for supper, but there's one project I can knock out today, I hope, so I can install it tomorrow. And that would be a roost for the chickens that are in the chicken tractor. Now these are going to be my egg layers come the fall. And since it's the beginning of September now, I want to make sure that they're set up for success. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build them 2 roosts, one on either side of the chicken tractor, so that their food will be down the middle and they'll be able to roost on the side. And the purpose of that is to spread out their manure load as well as give them a place to roost at night. So eventually I'm going to relocate them into the main chicken coop and they'll be used to using the roosts by then. So that's the plan. In order to do that, I have to take a bunch of pieces of scrap that I have. I've cut up some to make essentially a bracket. And what I'm going to make is something sticks out about 1 foot or so from the wall. Kind of like this. These aren't the exact parts I'm going to use, but it's going to look exactly like this. And then I'm going to make 4 of these, and those 4 brackets will hold 2 roosts. That'll be about 6 feet long. I have a bunch of 2x2s that I have laying around that I've used for various purposes. I'm just going to pull the screws out of them and repurpose them for something else. And so that's what we're going to do today. I'll show you how in a second. Now I've already cut the bases for the brackets. These are the ones that will go against the wall. What I want to be able to do is just line them up to the wall and be able to screw them in pretty easily. So I've made 4 of these. They're 18 inches long and 1.5 inches or so wide. Yeah, exactly. There we go. Now what I want to do is make the 45s that are going to be going off of these. So if you can see that. And I've cut up a couple of these. I've got a couple more to take care of. And I'm just going to overlay them and make my mark using one as a guide. So now I've got 4 of those as well, and all I have to do is make the top of the bracket. Doesn't have to be exact, because as Grandpa used to say, we're not building a church here. It's a chicken coop, right? So it'll be fine. Four pieces, just what we need. Now we can start putting them together. Hey, well, it's the next day and I got called for supper and went away and didn't come back. So I got to finish up the project today. So we got our wood cut. Now we just got to quick piece it together and install it in the mobile chicken coop, in the chicken tractor. So I've got 12 pieces of wood, 4 of the angle cuts. You can see those. 4 for the top of the brace or the bracket, and then another 4 to go against the coop so I can just nail it in. I'm going to take some measurements so that I'll be able to put the screw holes exactly where I need them. I'm going to need to use some 1.5 inch screws and then also some 2 inch screws. So I want to make sure that the holes are all drilled ahead of time so I can just knock the screws in there. By drilling my holes ahead of putting the screws in, I'll alleviate the problem of creating stress on the wood and cracking it when I just put screws in. So drilling really helps you out. We'll do that step first. Now I can start screwing them together from this end, and I'll get most of the pieces together and we'll keep working through it. And that's what it looks like. So that'll be just fine. And then we'll put the 6-foot long piece across the top of it so that it'll make a nice roost for our chickens. Let's finish up the rest of them. I'll go get that egg before they run over it. All right, girls. All right, just move around. There you go. Fly off the handle. Yeah, that's a nice one, whoever did that. I'm going to put the brackets right up here. I just got to figure out the height. I want them to be a little higher than the nesting boxes that I'm going to install. Just heading in and there's already one girl up there. She didn't even wait. I'm guessing she's the boss chicken. So I'll have to push her aside and then we'll finish up. If I can get out of here without stepping on this egg, I'll consider it a win. I'll go get the cross pieces for this. They're 6 feet long, just under 6 feet long, and we'll put them in place and we'll be done with this part of the project. Well, I grabbed a couple of 2x2s and I pre-drilled them and put some screws in there so we'll make quick work of it once we get inside the coop. And then we should be all settled. So let's... I think that's nice. Practically lay down on that thing. Nice and sturdy. So I'll finish up the other one, we'll be done. I've already seen some of the birds jump up on top of this, and oh, case in point, look at that. So well, now that we're finished that project, we can go inside and get something cold to drink. The girls are already jumping on top of that roost like they're used to it. So that's great news. I think next I'll make some nesting boxes for that. And now that they're laying a few eggs here and there, and then eventually at the end of the month we'll move them into the main chicken coop over on the other side of the yard. So anyhow, that's it. That's all for today, and that's today's project. This is Scott at the Homestead. See you next time.